no thing in the universe that you cannot give as a reason, okay? Take my partner. He should give me more hugs in the morning because, I don't know, Obama is president of Russia. You see, you can say anything, you know. We say Xi President Xi is the president of Arizona. You know, you can give any reason. It's okay. Okay, that's a reason. So we're giving a reason. You know, why is it that I can't see my Lama as a Buddha, and on top of that I see them as normal? You know, because something wrong in my head. Okay, it's nothing wrong with them. Okay, so what is that? Let's go see what it is. Taksukuna. Ranki tawana yiten me chingepa mete. He asks you a question, okay? He asks you a question. Can you trust your mind in general? You know, are you always right about everything? You know, do you see things always correctly? You know, like very often, I worked in a big company for 19 hard years, okay? And lots of politics. I was the vice president, right? Politics everywhere. Everything is politics. You can't sneeze somebody to say something, you know. And then you go by the door of the big boss, you know, like the what do you call it? Main investor of the company, and they're talking to this what do you call it? Personnel director, HR director, and they're saying Michael Roach, you know, and you're like. And you're supposed to be walking by, you know, and you're just like, you know, and then you decide, oh, they're going to fire me. You know, and you make this whole thing in your mind. You know, oh, it's last week, I came in late, or I stayed too long at lunch, and now the owner of the company is talking to the personnel guy, and I heard them mention my name. I'm probably going to get fired tomorrow. I should just clean out my desk today. You know, and you make this whole story in your mind, right? About other people. Mainly this is what we do, right? Then you talk to, you know, and then the next day they make an announcement in the building. They stop everybody's work. They make an announcement, you know, Michael Roach is Employee of the Year. And, you know, he's so wonderful. And we're going to make him a new position. And then, but our minds are always making up wrong stories, right? All the time, every day. So is it possible that you're also making up the wrong story about your teacher? You know, if you make up wrong stories at work, or with all your friends you make up wrong stories, and then later you feel so bad, you know, like you thought this guy didn't like you, and it turns out they love you, and you made up a story, you know. If you do that all day about everything, then maybe you're doing it about your teacher also. Okay, that's the first one. Yiten meshin nyepamete. Oh, you can't trust your mind, and your mind also shifts around all the time. Okay, these are two things about your mind. You can't trust it, and anyway, the story's changing constantly. Okay, ochaki tongtsuni leki jesu dharma. This is very important. Okay, ochak is an ancient expression. Let's put it in a dictionary, although you'll never see it again. Dictionary entry for ochak. Ao naru o chaga chak ochak. So ochak is an ancient word for us guys, all of us. Okay, it's like rang re, ranga rang re, radambure rang re. It means us guys. Okay, all of us. All right, ochak. Stop dictionary entry. What did we say about Pabonko Rinpoche's use of words like this? Huh? Yeah, he's trying to humor us. You know, he's like, oh, I have these problems too, you know. Like, I also judge other people. He says, we do that, don't we? And then what should you say? No, we don't. I do. Okay? Like, he keeps using this word we. For people who make mistakes, and he's just trying to be nice to us. Okay, ochak ki tongtsuni. The Tibetan is mistyped. Okay, it should be fixed someday. It's not a retroflex na. It's just a capital Ni. Okay. Tongzi means the way we see things. The way we see things. Leki Jesu Dhamma. Okay? Dictionary entry. Jendang. Say Jendang. Jendang is an abbreviation of Jesu Dhamma. Say Jesu Dhamma. Raja Tajadama Jesa J. Sashapyasu. Ao Baratadanga Sadang Ba. It means to follow after. To follow after. Jesu Dhamma. There's a lot of famous Jendang. Okay, there's many famous Jendangs. I'll give you two of them. There's a Rikpe Jendang and there's a Depe Jendang. Okay, you should know. Say Rikpe Jendang, Depe Jendang. Depe Jendang means a person who follows after faith. Okay, you know, the Lama tells them something, and they go, "Oh yes, Lama, that's." Because you said it, it's true. I won't examine it. I won't think about it. I'll just do it because you said so. Okay, that's called Depe Jendang. A person who follows, like after their emotions. Okay, after their emotions. And then there's a Rigpe Jendang. Yeah, they follow after reasoning. Does it make sense to me or not? Okay, what this Lama is saying, does it make sense to me or not? I was in Vancouver, which is next to the capital of the Canada, called Guelph. Okay, it's not a sneeze, it's a town name, Guelph. And just kidding. I've met so many spiritual people from Guelph. There are more spiritual people per person in Guelph than anywhere else. I've met them all over the world. I said, "Where are you from?" They go, "Guelph." So anyway, there's a town near Guelph called Toronto. And I remember this one night I went there, and there's this black lady in the back, and she was like attacking me. It was just a yoga talk, you know, and she's like, "I don't believe that." I'm like, okay, you know, and she says, "Prove it to me." And I'm like, okay, you know, I can, you know, and then she kept bursting into the class and, "Prove it, you know, I don't believe, show me why that's true." And she was like, she didn't do this, but she was doing it in her mouth, you know. And then I'm like at the end of the evening, I'm so exhausted. I'm like, and then she said, afterwards, she wrote me an email. She said, "Because you allowed me to question you, I believe in you, and I'm moving to your place." And she moved here, and that was Shade. And she became a great teacher. She's in Vancouver now, I think. Shadi Mogademi. And she's a great teacher now. We prefer that kind of person. Okay? Because the ones who go along with everything you say, they'll also go along with what somebody else says next week. You know? If next week some guy comes and says it's good to hurt people, they'll say, "Okay, that sounds good." You know? If they don't question, in Buddhism, we say they're not strong. Okay, good students should prove it to me. You know, show me why. And we like that kind of student. So why am I saying that? It's an example of the word Jendang, and this dictionary entry got really long. So Jendang means to follow after. Okay, and the famous example is Depe Jendang and Rikpe Jendang. Those who follow after emotion, and those who follow after what makes sense to them. Okay? Why are we using it here? It says here the way that we see things is Jendang Arle. Yeah, we're at the mercy of our karmic seeds. Okay? Okay? We are Jendang, our karma. We are just following whatever our karma says. Okay? If our karma seeds open, and we see the teacher as a normal person, we believe that. Okay? We are karma, seed, open followers. Okay, like that, okay? Leki Jendang. Okay, we are Leki Jendang. We don't have control. We just are dragged around by our karmic seeds, okay? How we see people, how we relate to people, the success of our interactions with others. We are just victims, you know. We're just dragged around by our seed, our old seeds, okay? Jendang Yimbe, therefore, le di sapa dan di, len di sapa dan di ma sak jawa mepe, Leki tong nang layang di yopadang. We can't go around saying, I made this karma, but I don't want it. And I made this karma, but I do want it. Okay? We're like, we have karmas in our mind already that are good, and we have karmas in our mind already that are bad, and we can't really pick and choose. We're at the mercy of our seeds. Okay? Masak. And also, we cannot say that we never collected this kind of karma, but we only collected this kind of karma. You have collected every kind of karma in your lifetimes. You have collected every kind of karma. You have been Miss America 1 billion times. You have been President of the United States 1 billion times. You have been Confucius and 1 billion times. Everything. So it's all there. All those seeds are there. Okay. Sapamebe. Therefore, we don't know what's going to pop up. Okay. Leki tongnang layang di yopadang di mepa jupa. You can't say that tomorrow how you will see your teacher. You cannot say. You have billions of karmic seeds, and they're gonna push you around. Jendang. They will decide. You've collected every kind. You have killed me countless times, and I have drunk milk from your breast countless times. Okay, and me too to you. So what seed is gonna pop up tomorrow? Who knows? We can see anything. Okay, we have seeds to see anything. Okay. We're just hoping that good ones will open. Okay. Di mepa me de jukpa. Then comes the most famous line. Maybe the most famous line in all of Madhyamika. Okay. One of the most famous lines, certainly. Okay. It's from the Madhyamika Avatara, written by Master Chandakirti about 13 centuries ago or 14 centuries ago. And that's the main book on emptiness that we follow. It's called Entering the Middle Way, Getting to Know the Middle Way. Okay? And that book says, Chumbak lungla yidak naklo yang. Say, very important, okay? Let's put it in your head. Chumbak lungla yidak naklo yang. Okay, good. Say one more time. Chumbap lungla yida naklo yang. So there's a I'll explain this and then we'll take a break. Okay, we'll take a walking break. And after that, we'll do some questions. Okay, and this is the last thing for this morning. This section has developed into a whole literature genre called chumbap. Okay, say chumbap. What's chumbap? Adam studied bap like 10 times yesterday. Yeah, good. Chu means water, bap means to fall. So what's chumbap? Waterfall, okay? Then there's these guys called pretas, okay? In Tibetan they're called yidak, okay? And the correct spelling is here because this book was edited by Trijang Rinpoche, whose spelling was flawless and whose composition was the best in modern Tibetan history in the last 500 years. Best writer. Unbelievable. My teacher's teacher. Extraordinary. This book is not only important and holy, but it's perfectly written and everything is spelled right, which is very unusual in Tibetan. It's perfect. The book is perfect. He was extraordinary, unbelievable. So anyway, Chumbap Lung means a stream, okay? A mountain stream, okay? Those yidak means a person who in this, as a life, as a human, they were gluttons. What's a glutton? Someone who eats too much without thinking. Is the word used in the New York Times? No. Why? The demons have convinced people that no one's a glutton. Okay? How many people in the United States are overweight? I think it's 60%. are dangerously overweight. They are killing themselves with food. 60% of American people are eat too much, and they are all the health problems in the United States are related to that. It's unbelievable. A whole country of people who are eating too much, and they are killing themselves. Okay. Then what happens in this life? They hurt themselves. They get diabetes. They get high blood pressure. They have heart attacks. They have strokes. They die from diabetes. Chinese people, frankly, eat very well. Please don't learn to eat like Americans. When they open Dunkin' Donuts or KFC, don't go and make them close it, okay? Taiwan already has this American poison is everywhere. Then please don't let it come to China, okay? Or just don't go, okay? It's not good for you. I told Stanley, I'll take you to Starbucks, but you can't eat this stuff there. You know? I can because I'm American. So anyway, the karma of living like that, you know, when people 50 miles from here are starving in Mexico, Agua Prieta, on the border. 50,000 children came over the border in the last 6 months. 50,000 children were pushed over the border by their parents. You know, 50,000. And why? They don't have food. And on this side of that line, everyone's 60% of people overeating, you know. Even the kids now are overeating. So what's the karma of eating so much food and not sharing it with people 50 miles away? When you die, after you die, you are born as this very ugly ghost. And they have a little tiny mouth like this, but their stomach is really big. And then they are looking for food all day. That's all they can think about. They're like, I need Dunkin' Donuts, you know, I need KFC, you know, what? You know, and then they find something and they can't put it in. It's too small. They're like, they can't get it in, like yojiao or churro, ponchik, baguette. No. Croissant. Anyway, what's in Germany? I don't know. Brot. Yeah. So anyway, their mouth is too small and they can't push it in. That's called a yidat, okay? That's called a preta, okay? And it's a kind of rebirth. From people who lived eating too much while other people were starving 50 miles away. Okay, and those people come up here, they come through they hide in these mountains. And sometimes they come through here. We meet them. Anyway, and we have a plan for them, which I'll tell you on Friday, okay? We have a plan to help them, okay? Anyway, Yidaks have a special problem. They're thirsty all the time, okay? They can't find water, okay? They are thirsty all day and they cannot find water, okay? Then sometimes they will come to a beautiful mountain stream, okay? And they're like, see it from a distance. There's a stream running down the mountain out here. You can see it when you go to Bui. Because of the rainy season, there's a beautiful spring. You can see it from 20 miles away because it's so bright. And they see this water and they run to get the water. What happens? They put their face down to drink and suddenly the water is blood and pus. Okay? Suddenly the water becomes blood and pus. And then they're like, oh, I thought it was water, you know. I thought it was going to be water. Okay? Then this is a very, very, very famous story in Buddhism called the cup of water, the glass of water. And some of you know it already. And then we'll take a break, okay? So there are 3 people sitting around the table. In the middle of the table, there's a glass of water. Or you could say a, Ronit, pen. I need your pen again. Anybody? I got one. Here, I got a good one here. Okay. You could say a pen is in the middle of the table, or you could say a glass of water is in the middle of the table. Then 3 people are sitting around the table. I don't know why, but I always imagine they are playing mahjong or poker. I don't know. But one is a preta. and one is a human, and one is what we call a deva, right? Like a godly being, So they're sitting around playing mahjong or poker, and then there's a glass of water in the middle of the table, okay? Then how will the human see the water? As water. How will the preta see the water? As a glass of pus, like disgusting. How will the deva see the water? Say amarta. Don't say Amrita, Krishna. Anyway, Amarta, okay? Nectar of the gods, okay? If you take one sip, you don't have to die. Okay, so 3 different people are sitting around the table seeing a different thing. Who's correct? What happens if they step out of the room? What's on the table? You have to go like that. It's nothing yet. You can say yet, okay? It's nothing yet. What happens if the human walks back in? That becomes water. What happens if they leave and the preta comes in? It becomes blood and pus. What happens if they both leave and the deva comes in? It becomes a murta again, nectar, okay? Now what's the next question? What happens if they all walk in at the same time? It becomes all 3 things at the same time. Why are we talking? Okay, that's where the pen thing came from. If somebody asks you, why Geshe-la talk about the pen all the time? Where does that come from? You're going to say, Chumbab lung la yidad nak lo yang. Okay, this is from ancient book on emptiness, okay? The most famous book on emptiness. It comes from that book, okay? When the preta looks at the water, they see pus. That's the quote. That's the quotation, okay? That beautiful mountain stream becomes pus the minute they get close to it. Tell me why we're talking about that now. I'll give you back your pen. We can all take a break. Yeah, what you see on what you see in your teacher is leiki jendang. Yeah, you are being dragged around by your karma. Okay, you're being dragged around by your karmic seeds. You don't even have a choice. Okay, I can sit here all day and see your lama as a Buddha, but if your seeds are different, you won't be able to. Okay, you're being pushed around by your karmic seeds. Okay. Okay. So what do we have to do? Work on the seeds. We have to change the seeds. Last question, then you can have a break. How do you change those particular seeds? You could, but I mean in a positive way. Huh? Try to see the good. Like, meditate every morning. Bring your teacher up in front of your mind. Think of 3 things about them that you like. Is that enough? No, it's not enough. 2 more steps. I have a seed for that in me. And the next step, that seed opens and it's like a silver cloud goes around my lama and I see them that way. It's coming from me. Out of my seed comes this coating on my lama. I make the coating. Okay? It's just a black stick. I coat it with pen. Okay? And I coat my lama with normal person or Buddha. Okay? So if you understand the process, the karma opens faster. So if you want to fix how you see your lama, every day think about 3 nice things about them, and then pretend you can see the seed open, and it changes them, Then, Gom. What's Gom mean? Meditation. You will get used to that. Then you will be at the gas station, and you will go into the convenience store, and there'll be some strange person there, because they're all strange. They sit there all day, just meeting weird people and selling them gum, And you will, suddenly, you'll be counting 3 nice things about this person, and then suddenly you might see them as a Buddha, okay? And then we were saying you might just stay in the gas station the rest of your life, okay? But please come back sometimes. It's probably the thing, right? There's a gas station where They have a secret thing there, halfway to Tucson. Somebody told me there's a Tsongkhapa Tanka in there. Oh, statue? Wow. You're not supposed to tell. Don't you make an agreement when you go in there that you can't tell people what's in there? Okay. Duh. Okay, let's take a break and then we'll have a few questions. Take a 10-minute break, come back, we'll have 2 questions, okay? Stretch your legs. I'm afraid I hit somebody. Yeah, thank you. Be tortured by Duo in 15 minutes. So please save your question for this afternoon, and I promise I will do questions this afternoon. Okay? So we will stop here. Stanley will do the mandala offering. Don't worry. Just relax. Walk around. Go. Thank you. 15-minute break. Dodo is one of the most amazing yoga teachers in the world. I really love his class. It's very special. If you have time, come. So that cancels the idea I had, because we don't need twice a day, right? Okay, so we'll do yoga in 15 minutes, okay? Dodo, if you prefer the room cooler, they'll turn it on. If you don't prefer it cooler, it's up to you. And then tell people how to put their mats and stuff like that. There's also a gentle yoga class up on the platform led by Erin Estergaard. Erin, sorry. Erin, my grandma was Irene, so okay, Erin Estergaard. And she's a nice teacher that we've given us classes before here, very pleasant classes. So if you would like to join the gentle yoga class, there'll be a van leaving in 10 minutes. Okay. All right. See you at yoga.